Hi, so you're here because you want some more information about the Building a Successful Business on the Internet web course. My name's Nicole, and I'm the instructor for this course. So what I'm going to do is give you some more information about it and hopefully answer some of your questions along the way. So why have a website? There's a few different reasons, and it's different depending on the sort of business that you have. You may want to start a new purely online business. What a website is able to do, the aim of the course is that we show people how to build what we call a good website. And when I say a good website, I mean a website that generates its own targeted traffic. So traffic that's, people that are actually looking for your products and your services. A website that adds to the bottom line. So it makes you more than it costs you to make. So you can see with these websites, they're all very different in terms of their look, but they all have easy to find navigation, and you'll find that if you're looking for something on any of these websites, they have a fairly consistent structure, and that you should be able to find what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to go into a bit more detail about the course now, and I'll get into some other details sort of as little tangents along the way. It's a little bit of basic web knowledge 101, you might like to say. Okay, so the course is delivered over 10 workshops. Each workshop runs for 3 hours, and there's a mix of both theory and practical in that. So the way it generally works is for about the first hour. Okay, so workshop 1 is a bit of an overview of the process. It's important that students know that the get rich quick mentality. I know there were people who were making lots of money in the 90s on the internet in a very quick way. It doesn't really exist anymore. Okay, in workshop 2, what we actually look at is keywords. One thing that I didn't mention earlier when I was talking about the skill set that you need to have, probably the most important thing is to bring what we call BAM. So BAM stands for brains and motivation. Okay, workshop 3, we're actually expanding. Okay, so here's an idea of this is a graphic form of what your website is going to look like. So each one of those boxes represents a page, Okay, so I just want to expand on that a little bit more, that when the search engines it's called spidering, when they go looking at websites, there's a few different things that they're looking for, and if we split them up into 2 main categories, they're looking for content, which is mostly keywords, but also images and video and other related things like that. Okay, so just exploring that a little bit more, there are essentially 2 types of websites. So now the problem, so some of the different ways that you can generate revenue from your website. Online sales are a given if you've got a product, but there are a few other things that people may not have thought of that we also have a look at too. So commissions from referrals. If you're referring people to another business, there could be a commission in that for you. If you're a services business, your website obviously. Okay, so just as a quick example, this is one of my sites. This is my the baby website. This was the very first website that I built. Okay, workshop 5. So once we get to week 5, people should have their blueprints just about ready, and have also identified what we call the VPP. So it's understanding how your business is different from other businesses that already exist in your niche, and just that, identifying what your position is in the marketplace. We need all of that work that we do in weeks 2, 3, and 4 to be able to get to. Okay, so workshop 6, I'll just go into a little bit of some other queries here that I often get. Some people ask me whether we use Dreamweaver or things like that to build our websites. The software that we use is more like, and the whole. So I'm just going to give you a quick example here. This is one of the templates, so you can see it's a fairly plain looking template. And I haven't done too much to it, but you'll see on the next slide at the moment, what the end result website. Okay, so obviously that top graphic can easily be customised. You can fully customise just about anything. So if I wanted to change the left navigation bar to be a different colour than orange, I can do that. I can change the text. I can change the shape of the buttons. You've got a lot of control. Okay, workshop 7. So what we're getting into now is just building on the skills for building web pages, because that doesn't all happen in week 6. We actually work through those skills over the last 4 to 5 weeks of the course. So we teach you how to build links to your pages, how to add images. Okay, so talking about that, I just want to explain something. Which again, it comes back to what I was talking about earlier with the search engines, that they're looking for quality content on your website, but they're also looking at links. So when we talk about the content and the keywords, that's what we call on-page criteria. Okay, so on that, the first criteria obviously. All right, so workshop 8, we're looking at, there's some tools in the interface that we have that help people get in touch with you and stay in touch with you. So we show you how to set up a form, and you can fully customise a form to be anything that you want. There's complete control over that. And we're workshop 9. So there's search engine reports, which actually show where you're. Okay, week 10. So we're obviously at the end. What we do in this final week is just to review. People are always asking me about when. So what you get, people say to me, what do I get for my money? The web interface that we use has often, if you've had a website before, you might have paid for your hosting. You might have hosting with one company and you've purchased your domain with a different company. So you pay those two things separately. Within this system, you pay for both of those things together. And you can have it charged yearly, or if you want to, you can pay it. If you've already got a website, that's okay. There's not a problem with that. The way that we usually work with that, and I've just mentioned that if you've got a website, there's two things that you're paying for. You're paying for the domain name, which is kind of like online real estate, is how I like to call it, and you're paying for hosting. All right, so that's it. Hopefully I've covered most of your questions. If you've got any more questions, I'll give you my phone number in the next slide. Feel free to give me a call if you do have more questions. If you'd like to book a place for the course or get more details, it's 1300 784 616. So you can call me during business hours, or you can try me on the weekends. Thanks again for your time. My name's Nicole O'Reilly from Any Hoodles, and I look forward to seeing you in class.